There's just like an incredibly talented, hardworking team at SpaceX.
Today, NASA confirms.
Yes, our astronauts who next year will fly further into space.
The world of space exploration has witnessed a paradigm shift over the past 2 decades. Gone are the days when government agencies alone spearheaded missions to the cosmos. Private space companies have emerged as formidable players, none more prominent than SpaceX. With their pioneering achievements, it's natural to question the need for NASA and whether the two organizations are in competition. In reality, NASA and SpaceX complement each other in unique ways, and their collaboration is vital for the future of space exploration. SpaceX, headquartered in Hawthorne, California, is the brainchild of Elon Musk. The company boasts 2 remarkable rockets in its arsenal, the Falcon 9 and the Falcon Heavy. What sets SpaceX apart is its reusability approach. The booster stages of their rockets return to Earth, get refurbished, and are used for multiple launches. This innovation not only reduces costs, but also makes SpaceX a competitive force in the industry. SpaceX is not limited to rockets alone. Their Dragon spacecraft, designed for both crew and cargo transport, has played a pivotal role in resupplying the International Space Station, ISS. The company aspires to carry private astronauts on Dragon, further expanding the horizons of space travel. The ambitious Starship project, a colossal rocket and spacecraft system, is SpaceX's bid for interplanetary exploration. With its vast payload capacity, Starship holds the potential to ferry humans to Mars for long-term habitation. Additionally, SpaceX is implementing Starlink, a constellation of small satellites providing global high-speed internet access, though it has sparked concerns about light pollution and its impact on astronomy. SpaceX is making progress in sending people to Mars. They've been testing technology and building habitats through regular missions. The Starship spacecraft is a key part of this effort, making space travel more affordable. They're also working with other space agencies to create a lunar gateway around the moon and plan to build a lunar base for research and resource use. Despite NASA's long history of lunar exploration, the agency was plagued by delays in its efforts to return humans to the moon. These delays were rooted in a combination of bureaucratic hurdles, budget constraints, and technological challenges. One of the major issues NASA faced was the bureaucratic red tape that came with being a government agency. The decision-making process was often slow and bogged down by political influences and competing interests, hindering the agency's ability to swiftly adapt to the rapidly changing landscape of space exploration. NASA's lunar missions were also hampered by budget constraints. In a world where governments were grappling with numerous economic and social issues, the space agency struggled to secure the necessary funds to execute its lunar ambitions effectively. While NASA had a wealth of experience and expertise, it was often hindered by outdated technology and an aversion to risk. Developing new cutting-edge technology required time and resources, and NASA's risk-averse culture often led to slower progress. The ascent of SpaceX to the forefront of space exploration was no accident. Several key factors contributed to its meteoric rise, ultimately positioning it as the primary driver of innovation and progress in the field. SpaceX was a private company with a clear profit motive, allowing it to operate with a high level of agility that government agencies like NASA could not match. The company could rapidly iterate and adapt to changing circumstances, avoiding the bureaucratic red tape that often ensnared NASA. SpaceX's development of reusable rockets was a game-changer. By drastically reducing the cost of launches, SpaceX made space more accessible and economically viable, a feat that NASA struggled to emulate. NASA had embraced SpaceX's reusable rocket technology and had integrated it into its missions. The cost savings and increased efficiency were undeniable, allowing NASA to focus on its core mission of scientific discovery rather than the intricacies of launch technology. The Artemis program, NASA's initiative to return to the Moon, was a collaborative effort with SpaceX. NASA supplied the scientific expertise and infrastructure, while SpaceX provided the transportation and landing capabilities. This partnership allowed NASA to expedite its lunar missions, making up for lost time. NASA's collaboration with SpaceX opened doors for international collaboration in space exploration. Other nations and space agencies were eager to join forces with both entities, leading to a global effort to explore and settle on the Moon and beyond. While SpaceX and NASA operate in distinctly different realms, they are not competitors. The perception of rivalry is often linked to NASA's Artemis program, initiated in 2004, to return humans to the Moon. This program gave rise to the Orion Crew Capsule and Space Launch System (SLS) rocket, both built by aerospace giants Lockheed Martin and Boeing. These vehicles support tens of thousands of jobs in key congressional districts, enjoying strong political backing. However, SLS and Orion have faced delays and budget overruns, while SpaceX has transformed from a startup into a formidable competitor in aerospace. Supporters argue that SLS and Orion are costly and based on outdated technology, making them less viable than vehicles like Starship. NASA's official stance is that SLS and Orion remain the best choice to return humans to the Moon. The agency's path cannot change without political support. SpaceX, on the other hand, operates independently, guided solely by Elon Musk's vision, and can forge ahead with Starship's development to fulfill Musk's goal of sending humans to Mars. SpaceX and NASA share a symbiotic relationship. NASA's investment in private space companies beginning in 2006 revolutionized the landscape of space exploration. SpaceX, as one of the first beneficiaries, received NASA funding to develop the Falcon 9 rocket, a lifeline for the company. In 2008, SpaceX secured a multi-billion-dollar contract to transport cargo to the ISS, preventing its imminent bankruptcy. Today, SpaceX generates revenue from a diverse customer base, with a significant portion derived from ISS cargo and crew missions. Furthermore, SpaceX collaborates with NASA on various science spacecraft launches and even caters to the U.S. Department of Defense. On the flip side, NASA faced a dilemma when the Space Shuttle program ended in 2011 without a ready replacement. The agency did not receive adequate funding to complete the ISS or develop a new human-capable spacecraft and rocket system. Anticipating this need, NASA introduced an innovative concept: outsourcing to private companies for the development and operation of spacecraft. SpaceX's Dragon spacecraft made history with the first commercial berthing to the ISS, providing NASA with a crucial transportation solution. In 2020, SpaceX achieved another milestone, becoming the first private company to send NASA astronauts to the ISS. NASA's support for private space companies like SpaceX has ignited a transformation in the U.S. aerospace industry. Established aerospace giants are now focusing on innovative technologies to reduce spaceflight costs, and U.S. companies are competing on a global scale. Multiple domestic and international partners can now launch spacecraft, transport cargo and crews to the ISS, and participate in collaborative space missions. SpaceX has rekindled public interest in spaceflight through its compelling live-streamed rocket launches and landings. The company's achievements, often in partnership with NASA, have inspired new generations to explore careers in space. The field of space exploration has rapidly evolved, altering our perception of and interaction with space. With the rise of private space companies like SpaceX, the cost of space exploration has become more affordable to the public. To understand the cost savings associated with SpaceX missions compared to NASA missions, a comparison of the two is in order. NASA has been at the forefront of space exploration for decades, known for its technological innovation and ambitious timelines. However, the cost of a NASA mission can be prohibitively expensive. Building, launching, and operating a spacecraft can cost hundreds of millions of dollars. In contrast, SpaceX missions are far more cost-effective. The company leverages reusable spacecraft, cutting-edge technology, and efficient production techniques to reduce mission costs to a fraction of what NASA missions typically entail. On average, a SpaceX mission costs around $60 million, making it significantly more affordable than a NASA mission. Cost savings in SpaceX missions also extend to operational costs. While NASA missions require hundreds of personnel, a SpaceX mission is typically managed by a small team of experts. This significantly reduces operational costs associated with a mission. NASA, as the United States Space Agency, is primarily focused on conducting space exploration for the benefit of Earth and its inhabitants. Over the years, NASA has been responsible for some of the most iconic space exploration achievements in history. This includes the Apollo 11 mission in 1969, which saw the first humans set foot on the moon, and more recent missions like the Curiosity rover, which has been exploring Mars since 2012. NASA operates with primarily government funding, and its approach to space exploration is centered around research and development. Additionally, NASA often collaborates with other nations on international space exploration initiatives. In contrast, SpaceX is a private manufacturer of space transportation services. Established in 2002 by entrepreneur Elon Musk, SpaceX aims to develop and improve the technology required for space exploration. The company has achieved numerous milestones in space exploration, from launching the first private spacecraft to the International Space Station in 2012, to the recent launch of the first crewed mission to space. SpaceX's approach to space exploration is focused on making space travel more accessible and cost-effective. The company has developed reusable rocket technology that significantly reduces the cost of launches, and it is working on larger spacecraft capable of carrying more passengers or cargo. SpaceX is also dedicated to developing the technology that could enable humans to travel to Mars in the near future. While NASA and SpaceX share the goal of advancing space exploration, SpaceX's private, profit-driven model gives it a competitive edge in terms of cost-effectiveness and innovation. To potentially match SpaceX, NASA might need more government support or legislative changes. As technology advances, both will continue to drive ambitious space exploration. If you found this video interesting, remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more space and science updates.